Welcome to another episode of Chaotic Sports. My name's Chris Sarda. This is Angelo Soboro. We are back on the podcast game. You can find us at Chaotic Sports on Twitter. You can find us at chaoticsports.com, just the website that I almost never update.
It's still the dandy, though. Everybody likes websites, right?
And what the hell kind of thing to say is that?
No, I mean, everybody likes websites.
And at Chris Sarda on Twitter, if you wanted to find me personally. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We almost had another lost episode right now, didn't we? We got like 3 minutes in, and I realized it wasn't recording.
In my opinion, it was a great 3 minutes. I mean, it doesn't mean it was, but I feel like it was.
It was a great 3 minutes.
Because it was just random.
Basically, I told everyone that we were in the mobile studio recording.
Yeah, but it was like we had an idea of a mobile studio that just came upon.
Yeah, It's already too late. Leave it alone.
It's too late, but we can still do it I still want to talk about that. That we don't have to talk about
to do a real mobile studio.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, a few things to talk about. I think we could hit a bunch of sports. Actually, to be honest, I think we could go run the gamut in the world of sports. I want to talk about the new pass interference rule. Talk about opening day baseball. Throw out some predictions.
Okay, so
and also some tournament.
And I have a little side story for you as well. I'll bring it up later.
Oh, are you gonna feel the moment to bring it up?
Nah, but let's talk a little sports first. But our part of our podcast is we talk everything, right?
Yeah. I want to hear the side story, but I mean, you got to find the right moment, like the transition period when we say something or talk about something, and you gotta just transition right to the story.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start with controversy, because controversy is our middle name. It's how we met each other. We found each other in the hospital. Angelo Controversy Soboro.
Well, how do we meet each other?
Chris Controversy. Huh?
Pass interference controversy?
I guess so, whatever.
Oh, okay.
If anyone pass interfered in playing
right?
football, it would be you for sure.
No way, dude.
Anyway, the big controversy now, everyone has a take. Colin Cowherd's is the dumbest take, but everyone has a take on this. And it is the new rule that you can now review a pass interference call that was called or uncalled. And this was put on the table, of course, by the Saints after what happened.
Well, was it part of their flags, right?
Yeah, well, after what happened in the playoffs, there was that clear pass interference on
the Sean Payton rule.
Yeah, well, against the Rams, and of course the Saints would have gone on to win and go to the Super Bowl and almost for sure beat the Patriots. But they didn't. Now, so just first off, I'm going to just say a statement and you could tell me whether you agree or disagree.
I disagree.
No matter what it is, just for good radio. Just for good radio.
The good thing about us is that we're not like that.
Yeah.
You don't
disagree for no reason. But if we do, we do.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So, the NFL is real big that they took a whole 4 minutes off of the game since 2015. And a lot of people are saying this pass interference rule is going to slow down the game. And listen, it might slow it down somewhat, and especially at the beginning when we're getting used to the way it's going to be used and called. But what is more important than just getting the call right? And pass interference has been one of the worst in the league lately. Missed pass interference calls.
Those type of plays wouldn't happen like nonstop, so it wouldn't be that much time taken away, right? Because isn't there a certain amount of times it could happen?
What, a pass interference?
No. Oh, a challenge for the new rule. Isn't it?
Yeah, you get 2 challenges a game.
Okay, so that Saints call, it was the wrong call. Rams would have got the ball, probably scored, but that wouldn't have meant that they would have won the game. Because it wasn't there like 5 minutes.
No. The Saints got screwed over. It was the Ram player that pass interfered,
okay.
Yeah.
But there was some other play too, but...
Yeah.
But you're right, the most important thing is to get the right call.
Yeah, even if it adds a little.
But I don't think it would add that much.
So here's the thing. If when you make a new reason that you can throw the flag for to review the play, that just means that you're more likely to have more flags thrown. Because you go through the whole game and you may get 1 or 2 reviews. The coaches don't necessarily throw them all. And also, there's no flag, there's no coach review in the 2 minutes, yeah. Right? Under 2 minutes. So,
which is dumb.
No, but the referees should do it. The referees will do it, yeah. So that all of that stuff could slow the game down a little bit, but I think that the main thing is getting the play right.
But the game of football as a whole is pretty slow, but people love it. Now, when I say slow, there's like, timeout, commercials. There's all kinds of stuff.
A lot of breaks.
Yeah, there's break.
Yeah.
But people love that. So, people love that because people are drinking, eating.
It's like
gambling.
methamphetamine.
Yeah, people.
But it's a quick play and then a break. Quick play and a break.
Yeah,
it's like wind sprints.
Yeah, it's a bunch of slowness in the game of football. Like, I don't think people realize that.
Well, when people started realizing it, we still got more to say on the pass interference call because I want to throw in a little bit of a thing in there to see what you think. But when you watch the condensed games where they cut out all the 30 seconds in between, a football game's like 15, 16 minutes. When it's just the play, the play, they're like 15 minutes that you can go download on NFL.com if you have the package or whatever. So like literally there's like 15 to 25 minutes of actual game time and then these long breaks in between, but we still love it.
Yeah, right? I mean, did you like that? But you still kind of like you need the break sometimes, right?
Yeah,
it's like a DVR. I mean, there's all these there is cool to just watch shows, but sometimes everybody's pausing this, pausing that. You know what I'm saying? And back in my day, you just freaking did.
You had to watch it.
You just watched it, or during commercials was bathroom break, food break.
You had run 2 minutes. A commercial.
Yeah, you had 2 minutes. Get your ass back.
So football allows for that.
Well, I'm just saying, because it lets you kind of do your own thing.
Relax,
time,
watch.
Halftime.
I agree with that. And then the other thing, too, is that since there's breaks between the plays, you could get, ultra analytical. Like, you can go and watch a play 2-3 times in between plays.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can watch the replay. You got a guy that knows what he's talking about. The dude is on the Jumbotron circling stuff.
Yeah, it gives you time to check it out.
Yeah, it gets you, understand it better.
Up.
So this is what I want to throw in, though, as far as to just throw some wackaloo stuff. Because we both agree on the very high level. You got to get the play right, and that's why we're okay with it. But here's my real problem with it. 2 things. One, I mean, we both know that pass interference really happens on almost every play.
Yeah.
Almost every play. So they're going to have to fix that. They're going to have to make clear rules for it. But problem number 2 is who thinks that the NFL can make clear rules on pass interference, and we're going 5 years on not knowing what a catch is?
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So, pass interference happens on every play.
I remember we argued about that a long time ago. It's
the Dez Bryant catch.
Well, just like catches. It's like you just know when a catch is a catch or not.
Yeah.
But they were all off, you know what I mean?
It gets weird, do a football move after the play, blah, blah, blah. So, pass interference happens all the time. There's not really clear rules.
But part of the beauty of sports is the human element. Or, human element with football or, baseball. Okay, balls, strikes, all these plays. None of it's, perfect, right?
Yeah.
There's a strike. It is a strike. It's not a strike. Just hit the ball or it's a strike. You know what I mean? It's part of the beauty is it's just wacky.
Well, it gives us something to argue about. But, I mean, I'd be for more automation in general. I'm for a robot umpire.
In what? In baseball?
Yeah.
Okay, that's easier than football.
Way easier than football. Well, a robot umpire for balls and strikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be...
I'm into the box deciding.
I mean, the box does decide kind of right now. But,
no,
I mean, not really.
It decides for you and I. The umpire doesn't have a box.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I know, dude, they don't have a box in their head. It's not...
Yeah. I mean, they do. They should. They're umpires, right?
No, but you're right, though. But that's part of the human element is, all the little plays. But we do want, overall as a game, we want the right calls to be more than not, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of it's a little confusing.
Yeah,
Football's
you want the right calls.
Yeah,
you want the right calls to happen, but at the same time, a lot of what makes the water cooler conversation is the crazy stuff that happens. Whether it was a pass interference, whether the Dez Bryant catch a few years ago against the Packers in the playoffs was really a catch, the Calvin Johnson catch that was the original. Is it a catch or not catch? So I mean. I get that, too, that part of it is that. I mean, replay really took away a big chunk of that because it was happening a lot. People pretend like this is a new problem, referees. It's been happening our entire lives. You know, there's always going to be something new to complain about that's going to change the game in some way.
Okay, now does it matter if it's like a Super Bowl game or a semifinal playoff game and just like a regular season game? Shouldn't it
shouldn't matter, but it does.
But shouldn't it matter? I think it should matter. I mean, it should all. But I'm just saying, we definitely want the right calls in the when it comes down to the
there's
big
more
game.
people watching at the big game though. at an NFC Championship game, at a World Series, at a NBA championship. There's more people watching it, so theoretically, you want the right call then for sure.
And if those games are a little longer, then that's okay because you definitely want the right call.
Yeah, and if they're a little longer, it's better for everyone. More commercials, more people watching.
More money.
I think I think you and I at least agree that the pass interference is good. I don't know that it's a good idea. What I will say is I don't know how effective it's going to be because there's pass interference on most plays. So they have to figure that one out.
So that's why they did the timing, right? Originally.
What do you mean?
Like under 2 minutes or no, because they didn't want people just to be doing stupid plays. Like you're going to throw the ball up, try to get calls.
Yeah, well, you can still do that. The referee has to if the call's made wrong, the referees have to review it.
So this new thing, that's going to happen more too, because people are going to want to try to get calls.
Yeah, the refs are going to want to watch, but the refs are going to want to review the plays.
Okay, besides besides pass interference, like you said, happens all the time. We want the right calls on fumbles and stuff. That always pissed me off.
Yeah, but the rules on fumbles seem to change every year. Okay, do you remember when the ground when the ground could cause a fumble? In the 90s?
Yeah.
The ground could cause a fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, if you fall on the ground and you lose the ball, that's a fumble to me. You know what I mean? If you don't have control of the ball when you hit the ground.
And what they say is did your knee hit or something, right?
Yeah, all the weird stuff. So,
but I'm saying, don't you want the right calls on plays like that? You want to see replay. And
sure. But the rules are sort of weird. You could replay the fumbles for the most part, though. There's some weird rules around it. Anyway, let's get right to what you really want to talk about, which is today, as we record this, opening day has finished. I don't think there's any more games on.
There's not. Last one was Seattle.
Yeah, so all done. Opening day for baseball, it's weird because the game doesn't matter any more than any other game. In fact, it might even matter a little bit less because it really depends how healthy you are at the end of the season. But opening day, when baseball comes, it just feels like summer is coming. Summer is here.
Didn't you have a pretty good day today?
I mean, I was working.
Yeah,
and I watched
baseball. Make it a little better?
Yeah, I watched the Mets and the Nationals. While I was working.
Whoever pays you, it's like the NCAA tournament, which we'll talk about later. During the tournament, the efficiency of the workers in general goes down 80%, right?
Yeah.
So today, your workforce paid you 8 hours, and you worked 2.
No, I worked the whole time. Baseball's different than basketball because you can listen to it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you can just give it a listen while you do the work that you need to do.
Which I love listening to baseball,
have it
by the way.
Yeah, baseball
is
great.
is freaking awesome.
When I walk the dogs, I won't even put MLB TV on. I'll put MLB radio on because you have the choice, right? So it's only opening day. I want to talk about. I want to do just a quick predictions show, and then a little bit about how terrible you are at fantasy baseball drafting.
Speaking of our predictions, though, we do it every year, but we never look back onto it.
Dude, your goddamn prediction every year for the last 4 years have been the Indians.
No, it doesn't matter what it's been. I've been right almost on all the shit. We do divisions and stuff.
You've not been right.
We always talk about division. You said the Twins or there's something whatever else would
this is the
be
year.
The best team ever.
This is the year where
you said it 4 years in a row.
No, I said that they're going to come for you. They're going to be right behind you.
You would say that for years.
Yeah, well, last year everyone was injured, so what can I do? And they still got second place.
Well, the Twins beat the Indians today, but that's the first game.
Well, Barrios pitched a goddamn gem.
I mean, so did Kluber.
Kluber pitched well, too.
Yeah.
But,
Indians.
But Barrios is the new guy. Barrios is the guy that no one realizes is
He's awesome.
Cy Young level guy.
But the Indians were missing Lindor. Let's not forget that. That's a big bat to be missing.
It is a big bat to be missing, but it's not. I mean, he's
one of the best players in the league.
No, he's one of the best players in the league, but I mean, he's I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. He's not even the best player in his team.
Oh, dude, you say that all the time. He definitely is.
So Jose Ramirez came out of nowhere. Did I even say his name right?
Yeah. Lindor's definitely the best player, but I see what you brought that up last year. It's his stats for him.
Dude, Jose Ramirez is in the top 5 in baseball drafts.
But baseball overall today, because of fantasy and opening day, we got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, so I just want to do right now, just give me your World Series pick. It's not the Indians, dude. They're not as good as they were a couple of years ago.
The Indians' rotation is the best in the league.
They're right there. I think the Dodgers might be the best.
If Lindor plays to an MVP level and Ramirez,
they did last year.
I'm just saying, and then Shane Bieber pitches.
Shane Bieber's your fifth guy.
I know, but I'm saying if he pitches great, our bullpen, everybody's on hand, Indians could definitely win the World Series.
I'd argue 1-5, the Dodgers might have a better bullpen, and they have guys that can come in at 5. And they have guys that are in the bullpen because they could also be starters, like
but I mean
Ryu.
I don't think the Yankees.
Bueller's like the number 4 pitcher.
The Yankees' rotations is a little suspect, right?
It's suspect.
They have a good bullpen. They have a couple good hitters, but I'm not big on the Yankees. Houston it's like last year. Houston's the only team that's equivalent to the Indians in my book in the AL.
That's crazy. The Red Sox.
No,
the Red Sox are better than all those teams.
No, I don't like the Red Sox.
Oh, the Red Sox. This is the last year because a lot of those guys are going to leave and they have no farm system. The Red Sox are way better than the Indians.
No.
The Indians aren't a great team anymore. You got to leave.
No,
you got to left
it
up.
No,
there's just too many holes.
No, they definitely are a good team, dude.
So the Astros are my pick to win the World Series over the Dodgers again.
Okay, so you're taking Houston over.
Houston over the Dodgers again. I mean and my AL pick, my AL championship pick is Houston over Boston. I don't think the Indians are going to make it. The Indians will fall. The Indians are actually probably to me equal or maybe like a pubic hair above the Yankees.
So who's the Dodgers going to be in the
NL? Braves.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's a little...
I'll say the Braves. The Braves finished first place last year.
Yeah, but that was just up-and-comers. I mean, I don't think...
What do you mean up-and-comers? Ronald Acuna?
I know.
Freddie Freeman?
Up-and-comer. Freddie Freeman's not, but Acuna is definitely the equivalent of a...
Yeah, but he didn't do... He came in, he had 60 at-bats last year.
He's like... If you look up-and-comer, that's exactly what comes up.
No, that's what he is, but they were first place without him.
Yeah.
Without him.
I know, but their pitching's a little... They got young pitchers.
And then, who did the Dodgers beat?
I would say the Cubs.
I forget who the Dodgers beat. Now the Cubs suck. They're done.
So I'm gonna say
I bet you the Cubs aren't even first place.
Indians probably beat Houston to get to the World Series and play the Dodgers.
Yeah, I forgot who. Do you remember who the Dodgers played?
Having the Brewers.
Oh yeah, it was the Brewers.
Yeah, I don't think the Brewers are gonna do it. I think they were a little bit of a. They're more what you're trying to say. What I don't think Yelich is gonna have the same year. I think that was a career
day to day. I think he had
a hell of a day. But you saw the day the Dodgers had 8 home runs.
Yeah, the Brewers are just one of those crazy teams. Like they have a good everything. I mean, they play hard. They're like a freaking.
There's some good players on the team.
That's what I mean. They're
Lorenzo Cain is good.
They're underrated. I think that they're just scrappy. They'll steal. They're freaking bunt.
Yeah, so I see that with Atlanta, except
I'm surprised
with
Atlanta.
A lot of talent.
To me, you saying that. It could happen, but I would say Atlanta's like nowhere near.
Here's what I'll say. They were first place last year. They're better this year.
That's fine. They are, but other teams are probably better too.
Yeah, who?
I don't know. Cubs, Brewers.
No, the Cubs aren't better. The Cubs are worse.
You think so?
The Brewers are the same. It could still be the Brewers.
I would take the So, are you talking record-wise too? You think the Braves are going to have a better record than the Brewers? I would say no. That there's no way possible. What do you think?
I got to take a look at their. I got to take a look at the division. So
it's the beast that we always talk about. The
Dodgers.
So
I'm gonna do. I mean, yeah, I do think that because I think that the NL Central is really close.
You know, another good team.
This is Cardinals. 2018. So yeah.
And they lost today, but I don't care. It's the first
I think
game.
the Cardinals will be second place. I think the Brewers will be first place. I think the
Cardinals
Cubs will be the Cubs will be third or fourth, and the Reds aren't too bad either this year. Now, I mean that's the Braves. Braves last year finished.
It was crazy.
8 games above the Nationals.
Out of nowhere, like craziness, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about the Phillies? Are they able to? Are they because of all they have decent pitching? Got Harper. You think?
We'll see about the Phillies. I think they're a good team, too. I mean, that it might be a mix between them. There might be a little battle. I mean, to tell you the truth, the Nationals might be better off with Bryce. He didn't actually play that good last year, and now they have Robles basically taking his spot, right? And Robles was their top prospect and one of the top prospects in the league. So now he's going to get a full-time spot there and get a bunch of at-bats, where before they were like, he was injured last year in the minors. Juan Soto came up and turned out to be a star, in much the way Jose Ramirez did in Cleveland. And now Robles is going to get at bats at the major league level, and he already looks like he has this incredible plate discipline.
Yeah, teams like the Nationals or Mets or something like that, whatever, you saw how they battle today. It's like when you get to the playoffs and you have like a couple aces, that's why pitching is so important. That's why the Indians
but the Indians got knocked out the first round with their great pitching.
I'm just saying.
With no injuries.
When you have great pitching, you could win these games 1-0. You could, you know what I'm saying, you could dominate. You saw they had 10 strikeouts and 12 strikeouts today, DeGrom and Scherzer.
Yeah,
that's
both of them had 10.
If in a playoff scenario, when you could bring up ace after ace in a playoff scenario, you could win. You could win easily just by having those guys pitch a couple times. You know. So I don't know. It all depends, but there's a lot of good teams.
So you always say the Indians. I'm telling you, the Indians are only making the playoffs because they're literally in the worst division in baseball.
You don't realize I'm not just saying the Indians because I say the
you
Indians.
Are. You've said it for 4 years.
No, but they've been right there. It's not like they could have easily won it the last couple of years.
They didn't even make it past the first round.
Yeah, I know they didn't. It's not a science. It's not like I didn't say it like guaranteed like it's gonna happen or you could cut my hands off. But I'm saying they've been in it. They've been right there.
Yeah, I'm saying that they've dropped a little in.
Yeah, and I've also said Dodgers, and the Dodgers there.
You said the Dodgers.
That's what I'm saying. So I was close. I mean, it's not. Nobody can make it perfect, right?
You're saying the Indians because you're an Indians fan.
No, it's not. I said Houston. I said Houston would be. I would say the Indians probably beat Houston. I just don't. The Red Sox, I know you say are better.
Yeah, I think. I do think the Indians are
deadly.
4th, 5th best in the AL.
Houston's one of those teams.
Houston's going to win it, and they had like a little bit of injuries. Keitel's not there, so that's a little bit of a drop. But those players are really. I mean, Correa is supposed to be the best player in the league, and there's 2 players on that team so far that have played better than him, and he's hurt. He's been hurt a lot. So anyway, we got those predictions. Baseball's back. We're very excited about it. Another thing that's happening. You haven't found a spot for your story yet, just to punch that in.
No, but one day we got to talk about. We've got to bring up our fantasy baseball.
Well, I was going to say right now. Okay. I was going to talk about it right now.
We've got to talk about some teams and see how we're doing like a month from now.
So what we do is we have a Roto League, Dynasty League that's been, I think we're on our 5th year. One of the guys in the league is just, his team is way better than everyone. Year. Well, of Dynasty, I think it's 4th or 5th of it being Dynasty. Of that league being called Project Mayhem, it's like 8th or 9th year. So we've been doing Dynasty for a while. My players are finally getting at bats. You know, the Victor Robleses, the Ronald Acuñas, the Julio Uriases.
You almost have as good as young players as me.
I have better young players than you.
You definitely don't.
Anyway. I definitely do.
No, you definitely don't.
Alberto Mondesi.
No.
Acuña was number 1 forever. You got guys like Yohan Moncada. Who gives a shit about that guy?
No, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we do have some of the better young players.
Yeah.
Which is fun, like you said, because you're building them up for years. Yeah. That's why Dynasty is so awesome.
I got so many pitchers just sitting there and waiting to see if they make it. I mean, Tyone got lit up today, but that's fine. So did Greinke. So my young player and my young pitcher and my old pitcher, they both got lit up.
Do you want them to get lit up right away? I would think you do want them to get lit up.
Get
it out of your system. Yeah.
I guess. Greinke's on the edge of being, I don't know if he's a good pitcher anymore.
So do they have to regret giving that money out?
Who, Arizona?
Yeah.
Well,
didn't they give him like $50 million a year or something crazy?
Well, they did good that first year they got him, but he did get some crazy ass money, and he was older. So I'm glad the Dodgers didn't pay him, and the Dodgers were about to.
So is he no more elite? Which we thought,
I think he's, you know what I mean? I think he's like, he'd be, he'd be like 4th on the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
He'd be higher up in the Dodgers, but the Dodgers bullpen is so like, so analytics based. The Dodgers are the closest to the Patriots now. They have a next man up mentality. That's why they didn't pay Harper even though they had the money. They'd rather just find guys like the Brian Dozier didn't work out. That's a bad example, but find guys just to place in there. They don't want to pay anyone 10 years.
Exactly. That's what it is. They wanted to give Harper 5 years, 6 years, and he didn't want that.
And pay him bigger money-wise.
Yeah, they're going to pay him like $50 million a year or something.
Well, to be fair, Harper was the other way around. He wanted to stay somewhere for life, so he signed that 13-year deal. So that's understandable, but the Dodgers would rather, go find a guy, sign him for a 2-year contract. They'd rather have a bunch of... what's the dude that they got from the Phillies that's been a Dodger for like 4 years, the second baseman? They'd rather have a bunch of Chase Utleys.
Yeah.
They'd rather just get guys like that, fit them in. Matt Kemp last year, fit them in, take them
guys out the draft or whatever, and just...
Anyway, so we got a lot of young guys. We're on the road to beating our buddy Rob.
Don't you love Dynasty though?
I love it. Yeah,
because you keep your team year after year. You're building a freaking
dynasty.
Yeah, you're building a freaking.
Yeah, stud. I wish that Rob was a little bit worse, but
well, you know what? Rob is a little bit worse right now, but it's because of him.
He is a little bit worse
because he's trying to help you guys out a little bit.
He's trying to help you.
No,
out.
I was already coming.
I'm
up.
second place, and I'm going to stay in second place for the next couple of
years.
Have
you ever won that league before? No.
Yes,
I have.
No, you won it when it wasn't a dynasty league, and so have I. And so have I.
You've won that league before?
When it wasn't a dynasty league, just like you.
Oh, I didn't even think you won it before.
It's been going on forever.
How many times have you got second?
All I am is in second.
Yeah.
I'm like one of the best.
I'm surprised because usually you don't win leagues I'm in with you.
You say that all the time. You go, you won.
What's
usually
the other baseball league? You never won that league?
I just won it last year. You were in last place the whole time. I won it last year.
See, I'm surprised right now. Dude, I have so many more. I have so many more victories than you in
No, you
leagues.
Don't.
Dude, we'll look it up. I have so many more first place.
You literally tried to talk shit and didn't realize I won the league last year and dominated the league.
For the first time.
No, I won it, and then I was in the championship the year before, and I won it the year before that.
No, dude, no, there's no way. Because I won that league before, but it was probably like a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, we could go check it while we're drinking a beer.
That's a good idea, actually. Anyway, but that makes it fun, though. Because building your team, going against your friends, whatever. Because of Rob, he wanted to get a little younger, right? So he dropped some guys that he probably should have kept, obviously.
Yeah, I got AJ Pollock.
Just to help out, but he also...
Not to help out, but he wanted to start over. I mean, he kept his big guys. No, I mean, he didn't drop Scherzer. He didn't drop Mookie Betts. Yeah, but Goldschmidt was not crazy.
I know.
He was trying to trade him last year.
I would say what he could have done was keep Gold and a few other players and then trade him this year.
Because I forget who his first baseman is, but it's legit. He dropped Goldschmidt, but he had been trying to trade him all last year, and no one wants... In our league, everyone is so prospect crazy.
Yeah, when people hear Goldschmidt, this is a dynasty league, so it's like it's not as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, he had a bad first half of the year, and then he actually bounced back the second half when no one thinks about it.
Now, is everybody more... I feel like everybody is more prospect crazy the last year or two.
No, they've always been.
Really?
Jason, the guy that finished second... not last year, but the year before. He's a prospect nut.
Okay.
All he does is want to pick up prospects. I couldn't trade him and that's fine because we all need prospects because Rob's so much further ahead of us. We all need to find the next Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
I have two of them, Robles and Acuna.
Okay.
And Mondesi. You have Tatis, who's okay, but he looks skinny. He'll probably die on the field.
I don't have Tatis.
Oh, I thought you had Tatis.
No. Somebody else picked him up.
Oh, you have
I have so many good players I can't even name them.
Yeah, but you have I thought you had the number one.
I do have the number one. Vladimir Guerrero.
Oh, that's who I was talking about. It's funny. There's three sons in there: Tatis, Guerrero, and Mondesi. There's three sons of former All-Stars.
Yeah. My team has had like the number one guy like 4 out of 5 years probably.
No, because I had Acuna, and then 5 years ago I had Buxton. So that's 2 years for me.
And I probably have the rest. I had Correa.
I had Correa when he was number one, and I traded him to you.
Well, I'm just saying he's on my team now.
Yeah, well, I had Correa too. So you had Yoan Moncada, which is a stupid number one. You didn't have Ohtani.
No, but
Acuna was number one.
Acuna was for when
last year.
Was he?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody else was.
Or he was last year. No, he was number one the year before. Then Ohtani came. If you consider him number one, he was number one last year. And Acuna was second.
That's something we gotta look up too, because you could easily go back and look.
Yeah, you could look. Acuna's a 5-tool player. And then before that, Yoan Moncada was number one.
Yeah.
And before that, I think it was Buxton. I think that's when Buxton was still a...
That's a good... I'm going to have to look that up, because I remember having the number one a couple years in a row.
Yeah. Well, Moncada for sure, but you just make that... You make up the couple things.
No, but it was another guy. No. It was definitely another year or two. And then now it's this year, Vladimir.
So you got a story, dude? I want to hear the story.
I don't have a story anymore, man.
Are you done with it for real?
No, okay, hold on. My story was, I wanted to talk about Newcastle.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Now, the story goes...
This is the Angelo rant. We need music.
Like, yeah, I wish. So the story goes, I got handed a Newcastle, okay? Some lady handed me a Newcastle, and I look at the bottle, and I'm like in shock.
It looked like a cereal bottle. Okay? It was like cereal.
Yeah,
I was like cereal font.
Okay, now I just needed a beer at that point, okay? So for a second, I didn't even care, all right? And I was like, what is this? And I just took it, right? So I drink it, and I almost spit it out, okay? the moment of truth, when I actually tasted it, I was like, what the hell is this? Okay, so the bottle is not a Newcastle. After I got it and drank it, I threw it against the wall. Okay? Broke glass, everybody's looking crazy, you know? But anyway, it does not taste good. Newcastle, what is wrong with you? Newcastle's been one of my favorite beers for like a decade, right?
More than that.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
The bottle's beautiful. The beer is beautiful. Everything's beautiful. I get handed a toy out of a cereal box. Okay? Now I want you to taste.
I mean, Newcastle can be skunky though. Even
a
before
cold
it was
Newcastle
not
was
bad.
always good.
No.
I never said it was the best beer, but it's like my favorite.
Me
beer.
and Rob,
it's consistent.
Me and Rob used to say you would get skunky Newcastle. You would have to cook with it.
I never got skunky Newcastle. You mean just a bad batch?
Yeah, like Newcastle was sometimes you could easily get a bad batch.
Okay, so anyway, I sent you a picture of how stupid the bottle looks.
It looks like
right?
a cereal box.
Okay, so it looks dumb, but then I taste it and it tastes dumb.
It tastes dumb too.
No, and I'm not even kidding. As I looked at it, I was like, okay, they just got a new label. I didn't think for a second they changed the taste. Seriously,
they didn't change the taste.
They did change the taste, dude. I've been drinking.
In your head.
No, they changed the taste. Why, dude? Come on, I know my beer. That should be. You should know. You should know. Angelo knows his sports and he knows his beer. Those are two things that he's pretty good at.
Yeah.
I
believe you believe that.
No, as I tasted it, it was that house. See, you sound crazy right now. If I've drank like 1,000 Newcastles in the last 5 months, don't you think I would know how a Newcastle tastes? Like to me, that's like idiotic on your part. That's just stupid, bro. So after I tasted it, I was like, this is garbage. They changed the taste. They changed the bottle on me, and they changed the taste.
I don't think they changed the taste, dude. I think you just got a skunky one.
It was not skunky, dude.
What did it taste like?
They changed the taste. It was like, it tastes like a freaking Miller High Life.
Tastes like a Miller High Life.
Mixed with Geddes.
No.
Yeah, dude, it was like...
Are you sure it was a regular Newcastle?
Yes.
Did you look at it closer? It wasn't like Newcastle Black?
No.
Oh, they have that shitty new Newcastle.
No, it's not shitty Newcastle.
You bought a bad Newcastle one time, those weird ones. The blonde ale BS?
That was some crap that I just wanted to try, because that's how they get you. You know, I was like, let me try something different.
Those are in my refrigerator forever.
Yeah, you not good.
Yeah. Are you sure you didn't drink that?
No, this was just a regular Newcastle. They changed... Everybody doesn't. We never know. None of us like change, right? All these places.
I like change.
Well, I'm just saying, all these places do new signs, do this. It's all marketing, whatever. So I see a new bottle, and it's like, whatever, man. Why'd you change my bottle? That was like one of the coolest beer bottles.
It is a classic beer bottle.
That was like one of the best beer bottles there ever was. So I mean, that to me, that's just stupid.
Very English.
Yeah, that's just stupid to change it. But I'm saying the taste is not the same. So now you change the bottle. And you change the taste. Now you're messing with my emotions. Okay?
Am I messing with your emotions when I say I don't think the taste changed? I bet you it didn't change. I bet it was in your head. Your head fucked you up.
No, because you're not messing with my emotions. You're just sounding stupid. Because once again, somebody that's drank 1,000 Newcastles, don't you think I would know the taste? I mean, that's pretty.
I think Newcastle didn't have a consistent taste. I think it tasted different. I think there were like 4 different tastes.
Well, anyway, so they changed it because they're out of Lagunitas now.
Lagunitas bottles.
Yeah, so now I'm telling you, they changed the taste. So they get bottled and they mess with the freaking form.
But they've probably been doing it for a while.
No, it just started. It started like a week ago, or probably like.
No, just because the label changed doesn't mean Lagunitas.
No, let me tell you right now, it's been probably like 3 weeks.
You looked it up.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's been like 3 weeks.
But you looked it up.
Yeah, I looked
if you looked it up, I believe you.
No, well, I already knew it. I didn't have to look it up. That's what I'm telling you. Right when I tasted it, I already knew the second I tasted it. It's like now they changed the taste. This is what I'm trying to tell you. What's a beer that you know? It's dumb to you it's dumb that you think that you wouldn't know taste of like a beer that you drink.
You have a beer castle.
For years.
Newcastle.
Yes.
I mean, Newcastle is known as a shitty beer in England. Like it's a bottom shelf beer.
So is freaking like
so it
Sol
tastes
or
weird,
but
that's what it is.
The Sol to me tastes hella good if it's cold.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's cut this off. We'll
do
a whole
show.
Just because it's known
as a shitty beer doesn't mean it's a shitty beer.
We'll do a whole show on the NCAA tournament. My name is Chris Sarda. This is Angelo Soboro. Find us at Chaotic Sports. Go to chaoticsports.com and also find me at Chris Sarda on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening. This has been
It's been great.
Chaotic Sports.